Well, a very big welcome back to day two of this Zagreb Judo Grand Slam 2022. This beautiful city with its Gothic twin-spired cathedral and 13th century St Mark's Church once again plays host to this Judo Fest. Now, this is the third world ranking event leading up to the Olympic Games in Paris, and the long qualification period is now well and truly underway. 4 weight categories being contested today, 2 men, 2 ladies, and this final block here on day 2 looks like it could produce some great judo. We're looking for great judo action. Now, to introduce all the medal matches in this final block is my co-commentator, Sheldon Franco Rooks.
Good afternoon, Neil, and good afternoon to everyone at home. The first of the bronze medal contest this afternoon is in the under 63 kilo category, and it features Gili Sharia of Israel. She'll be up against Caitlin Quadros of Brazil. It will be Sharia in the white judogi, Quadros in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Katharina Marzog of Germany.
Well, we are looking forward to some really good, explosive matches here. And yet again, and I have to say it, the Israeli squad, absolutely incredible, because they've got somebody contesting in almost every weight category. This lady here, Caitlin Quadros, has been at the top level for well over a decade. And when was the first time? We were just saying yesterday.
We were talking about her bronze medal in the Olympic Games in Beijing in 2008.
2008, and here she is here, still contesting at the very highest level. Absolutely amazing. Sharia then of Israel is in white and Quadros in blue here.
I think if Quadros was struggling to qualify, scratching around for points and hoping, oh, that's a good score.
Straight away, straight away underneath there, left Sianagi. Like you said, if she was struggling, you know what I mean? It would be, well, maybe she should think about, but she's in there and she's attacking. I mean, even in a semi-final, I've got to say that, she was in there with a chance. She's a Wazari ahead, 2 of those, and it will make an ippon. Ippon's what it's all about. If you throw them cleanly onto their back, it's a clean ippon, and then it's all over.
Yeah, if you want to qualify to have another games experience, that's one thing. But try to get in that qualification. Try maybe get in the top 10. She's number 4 in the world.
Yeah, she's number 4 in the world, and she's still in there. And like you said, it's one thing going to the Olympic Games for the experience, but when you say, well, I'm going to go to the Olympic Games and I'm going to be in there with a chance.
And competitive, yeah. She was number 2 seed this morning. So she's not here just for the experience or a run out.
Well, that's for sure. And, well, Shani Hershey, the team manager of this great women's squad, very passionate with his advice, and you'll see him coming out the chair just the odd time, but it's because he loves his fighters.
I'm just wondering if the initial period with Quadros, where she looked her best, and then maybe during that other period had a bit of a dip, and she's really looking good now.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what happens over a 12-year period, if not tiny bit more, don't you? You have your peaks and your troughs, and, you have your good days and your bad days, or good years, bad years. But, yeah, I think you're right. You just came off the boil a little bit, maybe had a rest, did something a little bit different, and then back in, and away she goes again.
Looking comfortable with this lead. Sharia's going to have to step things up because we're halfway through the contest. Quadros scored quite early. She just picked up a penalty for a false attack there.
Yeah, just for the non-judoka out there, the penalty system, you can just see the yellow flag there, just up there. It's a Shido penalty, 3 Shidos and it's all over, so you can't afford too many of those. And you can get them for stepping out. She's not that good on the edge at the moment, Quadros. He needs to stay on the edge, and well, she's just had that Shido taken off.
A massive help that is, because you've got 2 Shidos that you can burn in a little over a minute and a half. That's a real help for Quadros. And it's Sharia that picks up the penalty for passivity. You don't expect that if you're trailing by Wazari. You really got to put your foot down.
Yeah, well, she's the one now that's got to take the fight to Quadros. Quadros can't just rest on her laurels, though, and a minute and a half is plenty of time to get 3 Shidos in there, or to get caught.
Sarah Menezes is barking out some instructions for Quadros.
Yeah, former Olympic champion Sarah Menez there in the coach's chair, and now in a totally different position. I remember her coming up from the juniors, under 21 world champion, then she came to be the Olympic champion just 2 years later. Amazing.
Yeah, her time has come and gone. She when she arrived, she found Quadros on the scene. She's departed now. Quadros is still there.
That's true, isn't it? They were competing at the same time. They were at the same Olympic Games that Menezes became Olympic champion. Always take my hat off to the longevity of some of the athletes, because it's a hard old game. It's physically very demanding. Mentally, it's as demanding as any sport would be. But physically, you take your knocks, and to be there for that long. Yeah, go on.
Just got to be a little bit careful with avoiding to take the grip here, Quadros. Sorry.
I think she has. I think now, and she definitely can't ride any of those drop-down Cianagis there. You can't ride them. You've got to kill them dead. 38 seconds, she's got to hold off. She looks very cool, and she looks, and I've got to say this again, in good condition. It's not like she's sucking dust off the rafters there. She's in really good condition, and very cool, calm and collected. Well, I think she got caught on the edge there, and she's been backing up towards that edge a couple of times. She's going to get Shido for it this time. Like you said, you can burn a couple, but there's the penalty for going outside of the area. And now, of course, it means Sharia's got to go forwards, and that means she can run on to certain techniques, which she nearly did there.
Caitlin Quadros of Brazil it is who takes the first of the bronze medals in the under 63 kilo category.
Kind of mugged her there, didn't she? It was a good attack fairly early on that scored the Wazari. What a great performance. Still in there, getting medals in the Grand Prix, Grand Slam tournaments, and that smile there says it all.
A 9th Grand Prix medal, 3 gold, 3 silver and 3 bronze. Nice little spread there.
Yeah. What age is she now, Sheldon?
I try not to say now.
No, but she's in her 30s now, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But,
30,
you know, it's
34.
Wow. But, I mean, we've had representatives at the Olympic Games, older. But
she just started very young.
Yeah. But to be in there with a chance, like you say, of a medal, you couldn't write her off, could you? That's Cianagi there, started it all off. Holding right, suddenly ducks down low there and takes her over onto a side there. It's got to be a 90-degree landing. Have a look at the exact landing there. It's 90-degree or more towards the back, and wins her the bronze medal.
Bronze medalist under 63 kilo, Caitlin Quadros, Brazil.
It's not often that you see a smile. Quite
a nice smile.
Deadpan normally.
Yes, yes. Concentration, that's what it is.
We've got a second bronze medal contest coming up now. Bold Gankai of Mongolia goes up against Cristina Cabana Perez of Spain. It'll be Bold in the white judogi, Cabana in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Vladimir Nutsubidze of Georgia.
Well, they've fought once before, Bold and Cabana. Cabana Perez, the winner on that occasion. Not far off with their world rankings, 22 and 20 respectively.
Bold Gankai lost out in her quarter-final to Catherine Beauchemin-Pinard of Canada. That put her in the repechage contest where she overcame Eva Oberan of Croatia. That threatened to be a tricky little contest, given that the home fighter, Eva Oberan, was looking really, really good. Mind you, Bold got past up with some degree of comfort, I'd say. Here she is, battling away for the second of the bronze medals then.
Wasn't so far off, was it? That little Ouchigari there by Cabana.
Cabana lost her semi-final to the #1 seed, Enriqueles Barrios of Venezuela. And that put her down into this bronze medal contest.
Well, normally it's whoever. Oh, that's going to be an ippon. That's an ippon there, and that left Cianagi there, right the way underneath there, and she's taken Cabana Perez right the way over. And if you want to see what the difference is between the Wazari from the first match there and then the difference with the ippon, most of the back patch disappeared there when with the contact, and we'll have a look at that in a minute.
Yeah, that was really well done. Had everything in there: speed, control, landing.
Looked very confident, didn't she, Bold? And pretty sure as she was walking out here.
Was it not 1-0 to Cabana?
It was 1-0 to Cabana, and she's brought that back. There's the Cianagi there, and just takes it absolutely cleanly onto her back. It's one movement, and you can see there that she even does the ukemi, the break fall there a little bit later. Absolutely, the back patch disappears there. You can get it from a rolling position. Obviously, the more and the impact, the better, but it couldn't have been more perfectly landing on the shoulders there than that. When you get to this position here, if you have a look at the arm there, see how controlled she is with the arm. Kazushi and Suruti, that control with the sleeve hand and the lapel hand are imperative, but she had just the sleeve there and took her right the way over.
Well, we come now to the final of the under 63 kilo category. Catherine Beauchemin-Pinard of Canada goes up against Enriqueles Barrios of Venezuela. The referee in the middle for this one is Liao Chun Chang of Chinese Taipei. Unfortunately, Enriqueles Barrios of Venezuela picked up an injury in a previous contest and is unable to compete. So that means we'll have Catherine Beauchemin-Pinard coming out to take the bow. She looks a little bit sheepish, doesn't she, knowing that she hasn't got an opponent and she has to come out and just take the bow and have the contest awarded to her. That's just the formality. So here it is.
I think she would have preferred to have fought for it.
Oh, yeah.
They're all fighters indeed, but that's the second gold medal for Canada. this tournament, and she'll take that.
Yeah, the other thing is that it goes down in the record as a win over Enriquelis Barrios, despite the fact that they haven't actually competed against one another here. And if you're not aware of it, you can add them up later on and think, oh, she's beaten her 3 or 4 times. Well, maybe it's
not quite the same.
Yeah,
not
a
quite
little bit different. Right, well, that brings us swiftly to the next weight category. That's the under 73 kilo category. And the first of the bronze medal contests pits Pedro Medeiros of Brazil up against his teammate, Daniel Cagnin. It'll be Medeiros in the white judogi, Cagnin in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Elizabeth Gonzalez of Mexico.
Well, that's interesting, isn't it? And Medeiros, who's obviously been sent out because of his, well, probably a training partner here for Cagnin. But Medeiros has no world ranking points whatsoever. But he'll come out here. That'll change after this. And Cagnin, of course, he's been here before, world rank 63. But they've obviously got high hopes for the young one, and out he is here with his teammate. So it'll be quite interesting. They might block each other out. Happens quite a lot. If you get people that are quite used to training together, they might have quite a few training sessions together during the week.
Yes, you'd have to have the inside track on the way things are in Brazil to really know. We don't even know if they are from the same club. They could be from completely different states. They maybe only ever went up against each other in some national championships, or they could be training together every day.
I was going to say they could be good mates, couldn't they? But
yeah.
We'll see. Well, look at that. Straight away, Cagnin there into the attack. Big, massive Ashi was that. Well, it means a lot as well. And if you're looking at this, how important is it to get the high points for the medal? It can probably not mean too much at this moment, but at the end, when it comes to qualification and getting in the top 18, it could mean a lot. Every point counts. So now attacking Indewaza. So two different ways of winning. Strangling your opponent for a submission, arm locking for a submission, holding your opponent down for 20 seconds. That'll also score you an ippon.
Yes, you do hear stories at the end of the qualification period that if only I had finished one place higher, or I'd got that medal at that competition, that would have put me in a qualification spot. So
and made a difference, especially when they're trying to get in top 8, you know, which qualifies you away from your top 7 others in the Olympic Games. It means you don't fight the best at the very first hurdle, and it can make a difference. It can.
Well, that for me is one of the most important things, to try and avoid facing one of the top 8 in the early rounds. If you are one of the top 8 seeds, then you're not due to meet until the quarterfinal.
No, exactly, and it does make a difference. It really does. Again with the Ashiwaza, and directs him back this time. Is that an ippon? He thinks it's an ippon, but he's not the referee, remember? He is the one that's just performed the technique.
Well, if you're going to give a score, then it'd be interesting to see what they say was lacking. Maybe it's because it came from the ground, and don't give it.
I think it's because he said it that they've said, no, you're only having a Wazari for that. You're not going to referee this.
Here he goes again.
So obviously, just no love lost between these. You can normally tell if a couple are fairly pally, big little smiles here and there, but I don't think we could see that here. I think Cagnin will have just something to say about about this and about the young pretender. Yoko Toshi, and that's it. That will be it. Well, just straight ippon. Did she call the ippon for that? I think so, and we'll see with the landing. It's either Wazari Wazetti ippon or it's just a straight ippon. All over.
Medalist for men under 73 kilogram category in blue judo representing Brazil, Daniel Gavlin.
Well, I'm not suggesting that Medeiros didn't have a hard day, but Cagnin definitely did. I didn't see all of Pedro Medeiros' fights, but we saw quite a few of Cagnin. He had a real battle, and credit to him that he's still got enough left in the tank to take the bronze medal in the first of the bronze medal in the under 73 kilo category. Did it in with some degree of style
he
as well,
didn't he? He had something to say there, and if you're wondering why there was no coach meeting them off there, because no coach was out there, two from the same country, they were out there on their own. That was the first one there, and was Harry given for that. Just a little bit of lack of impact. This one, though, absolutely flat on his back there. There's no doubt in that. So Yoko Toshi takes him onto his back, even though his opponent tried to counter him there. It was the original technique there from Cagnin that was counted. Thing is that if it is a counter, it's no score certainly for white, because you can't use your own back on the mat to get a score, so it's just whether it is Cagnin's or not. Brazil guaranteed a medal there, and Cagnin was the one.
We come now to the second of the bronze medal contests in the under 73 kilo category. Martin Hojak of Slovenia goes up against Lee Eun-kyo of the Republic of Korea. It'll be Hojak in the white judogi, Lee in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Martina Progomet of Croatia.
And now, welcome judoka. In white, judogi representing Slovenia. Double Grand Prix.
There are several ways that athletes like to approach the tatami. There's the cool, measured entry that we're witnessing from both of these.
Sprint.
And there's the sprint. And then they've got all sorts of mannerisms. Lucie Lacoste, the Olympic champion and now French coach, who used to yawn before she walked on. A huge yawn she'd have. People
a lot of it is nerves,
slap
isn't
themselves
it? And
all over the place.
Yourself and trying to wake yourself up, but the yawn is absolute adrenaline pumping through there.
Right, here we go.
I think Hojak is going to be too much for him here. I think the Lee, part of a Korean team here, they've got some good fighters here, but I think it's from a university team. Hojak, very experienced. Just opens up the account there. Just a clash with the hands happens because they're fighting, remember, really hard for their grips. The one that catches two hands on, initiates the technique. Lots of different variations of grips as well that they can take. And that wasn't bad there from Lee. Lee was just
Nice
taking
thinking,
it.
wasn't he? Wanted
Yeah.
Koso Dagaki on the right-hand
Yeah.
side, didn't quite get there.
Quick change of direction, wasn't it? And like that.
Missed the chance of the shimiwaza there, Hoyak. It's a little bit too much distance from his opponent.
He lost in the semi-final to Estrada, and certainly Hojak had to come back down to the repechage final against Umeev of Belgium. That was a bit of a cracker, that one.
Yeah, and he went into that, well, in my book anyway, as the underdog. Umeev looked so good during the day, has looked good on the last couple of occasions we've seen him, Abdul Malik Umeev.
Yeah, he did what was necessary, didn't he? Just killed it dead, killed the technique there.
Yeah.
And, yeah,
Nothing
in the end,
fancy.
I think that's what this is going to be about here. Nothing fancy here. It's going to be one score that will decide it, I think. Lee's already got a Shido on the board. Another one will put him under pressure. Look at the extreme left to right here. Left to right stance, and often that means that the sleeve doesn't present itself immediately. So now Hujak has got a nice little turn here into a hold down. If he can get him coming this side, he'll have to bring him down. So just abandons it. Takes a lot out of you when you do any kind of groundwork attack. Forearms soon start popping. That wasn't far off either, was it? Good change of direction, just breaking up the balance there with the jacket. And then the sudden, well, he went onto the leg there, didn't he?
Just put the...
He did.
there,
You're not allowed
yeah.
to touch below the belt line, and certainly not for the assistance of any throw, and you'll receive a penalty if you do that. So that's why when you see the arm there, it'll go above the belt line or on the belt line.
Not a bad effort from Hoyak, the Uchimata.
Yeah, pretty tight this match. 3 minutes gone. Starting to climb on top of this, isn't he, Lee?
It's the third look that he's had at that right-sided Koso Tagaki, and that's the closest he's come.
They won't be able to peck at each other's jackets. They'll have to go in and grip up. Now then, he's been close, hasn't he, that side? How many times now? About 3 or 4 times. Getting closer and closer to a score. Kosoto there. Big hugging Kosoto. Just manages to turn out. That elbow
Yeah.
just a little bit too far out there. Good counter.
Yeah,
Beautiful
very good.
counter that was. And just on the last 10 seconds there, just manages to get a score. He just stole it there, Lee, but I've got to say that it was his way all the way. He absolutely was on top there. He was beating Hojak to the metaphorical punch every single time, and I mean that as an attack or a throw. Excellent stuff.
Under 73 kilogram category. In blue judo representing Republic of Korea.
Yeah, I think I'd describe that as a workmanlike performance from Lee. Nothing fancy, nothing spectacular. Just set about his work, a good tempo, troubled Hoyak on a few occasions over on the right side, and then oddly enough, it was a counter on the left that brought him the score. He just needed the one. Back in the front row there, bottom left, another medal winner from yesterday from the Korean team, Kim Won-jin.
Well, it was, he tried it, didn't he, just to take him over to the side there, but he just got countered himself.
Highlights of this bronze medal contest on the screen.
Lands on his side there. That was a really good read of the movement and a feel of the movement there from the Korean. Look at the Taewaza there to finish it off. Good hands, perfect hands. Attempts the Taniotosh, and it was the sleight of hips and then the hand movement there to finish it off.
Under 73 kilograms, Lee Hyun-jul, Republic of Korea.
We come now to the final of the under 73 kilo category. Magdiel Estrada of Cuba goes up against Manuel Lombardo of Italy. It'll be Estrada in the white judogi, Lombardo in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Amano Akiko of Japan.
Well, we were talking about Lombardo earlier in the day. We've been following him all the way through, actually. And Lombardo, well, this is Estrada of Cuba. So he's been steadily coming through on the opposite side here. Lombardo is recently up from the lower weight category of 66 kilograms. Here he is. Brilliant prospect, and was obviously struggling with under 66 kilos, but looks very, very good, doesn't he, here at 73 kilos?
Comfortable and confident, I would say. Comfortable you want to be, and he certainly does. Doesn't look as though he's had any real trouble dealing with the increase in power and strength, because that sometimes
and often
is
you
apparent.
do, don't you? You see it, and you can see that they're struggling against the slightly more powerful people, but not with him.
No, he looks comfortable. And the other thing is that he looks as though he's happy in the weight, comfortable and confident, sorry, the way things are going.
Oh, it's all over.
It's done.
Seconds, absolute seconds there. What a technique that was. He just exploded in there for the Yoko Satemiwaza there, and he just takes him and catches Estrada absolutely cold. Oh, that was brilliant. Well, we did say, didn't we?
Comfortable, confident.
Comfortable, confident, and a real problem for the Italians, because they've got a former Olympic champion in there as well. Must be looking at this going,
I got my hands full.
Yeah, well, not only that, I mean, maybe they're going to send two to the World Championships. They can send two in two of the weight categories. There's 7 weight categories, men, 7 ladies. They can send 2 in 2 of the weight categories. They might do that in 73 kilos at the World Championships coming up. But they've got a bit of a problem, haven't they? They've got 3.
3 in the top 20 now, because this will take Manuel Lombardo into the top 20, if not very close to it. Absolutely stunning.
That was stunning, wasn't it? Opening seconds there, and he, you know, credit to him. And I've got to say that he just never got off go, did he, Estrada? Look at that, direct. He just absolutely explodes in, bang. Just waited for that split moment, and Estrada was kind of half thinking, here I go, and got beaten to the punch.
He didn't have his second hand on.
No.
Never laid a glove on him.
Well, it was actually, we were talking about action-reaction a little bit earlier, and we were saying that just sometimes it's the feel of it. You know, you can kind of feel that there's a movement going to come, and he read the movement from Estrada and just exploded in. Brilliant. Wow. Celebrations in the crowd there, yeah.
We come now to the awarding ceremony for women in the under 63 kilo category.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony for the women's under 63 kilogram category.
The medals are being presented by the Deputy Prime Minister of the Republic of Croatia, Mr. Tomo Medved.
Prime Minister of the Republic of Croatia, Deputy Prime Minister, Mr. Tomo Medved. Bronze medalists are...
The first of the bronze medals goes to Bold Gankai of Mongolia. There's a bronze medal also for Caitlin Quadras of Brazil.
Silver medalist representing Venezuela,
Silver medal goes to Enriqueles Barrios of Venezuela. Unfortunately, she picked up an injury and she couldn't compete. The gold medal goes to Catherine Beauchemin-Pinard of Canada.
Prize money and flowers will be presented by the Education Director of the International Judo Federation.
Well, I know some ladies back in my household that will be very pleased about this. My wife being Canadian, and of course they'll be standing up here and cheering for Catherine, and that was, well, she had a brilliant performance all the way through, didn't she? And couldn't fight the final, which was a bit unfortunate.
Beauchemin-Pinard was having a good long look at the medal there. She hasn't seen one for a while. A gold medal, that is. One in the past and then one here today, another gold medal. Now the national anthem of Canada. So, a second Grand Prix gold medal for Catherine Beauchemin-Pinard. She won her first Grand Prix gold medal way back in 2014. Oddly enough, she went on to win 2 Grand Slam gold medals after that, but 2014. So now that's a bit of a break.
It's a massive break, isn't it? You know, it's but what a performance.
Yeah, good for her. Number 5 in the world. This may just push her up one place. Right, we come now to the first of the bronze medal contests in the under 70 kilo category. Ai Tsunoda of Spain goes up against Lara Zvietko of Croatia. It'll be Tsunoda in the white judogi, Zvietko in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Bjorn Nyberg of Sweden. Here's Neil.
Well, there was every chance of an all-Croatian final, wasn't there?
That's right.
Joe, and well, she just almost did it, didn't quite get there. Lost in the semi-final to Bud Crete. But here she is fighting for third. She's got her work cut out. She knows that. Sonoda of Spain.
It's not a fashion statement, the fact that both of them have got bandages on their nose. And it's
She
not,
said, you've got one, I'm going to have one too.
It's not meant to increase the amount of air that they can breathe in. They both picked up cuts.
Yeah,
to
small
their
cuts,
noses,
isn't
so,
it?
yeah.
And they happen, you know, that's such is the nature of the sport. Sonoda then of Spain in white here. Kajenko is in blue. So often it's about the transition as well, from the standing down to ground. How efficient you can be with the transition in, whether you're digging in for either an arm lock or strangle. You get specialists that specialise in either hold downs or arm locks or strangles. Not so much nowadays, I have to say. But certainly the Japanese ladies are specialists in getting into the hold down situation.
Two places, they're separated by one place. One's at 15, Sviatko and Sonoda at 17 on the world ranking list. They have met once before. It was at the Junior World Championships last year in Albia, where Sonoda won out. So this is a repeat of the Junior World Championships.
A little bit sharper this time. I've got to say she looked a little bit below par, Sonoda. Not quite coordinated, and techniques didn't look as if the timing was quite there, and just a little bit sluggish. But I hope she won't mind me saying that, but her dad won't mind me saying it. You know, it's just one of those things that sometimes you come out and it's not all kind of ringing together as it should, but I've seen her a lot sharper. But she's still here, isn't she, fighting for a major medal. One penalty on the board. Thundering left arm there, eh? Coming over the top. You had a little word with her in between as well, didn't you? Just see how she was.
Yeah, I like to get in the warm-up area, have a walk round, see some of the athletes, and to chat with Lara Sviatko. And it looks as though it was Sonoda who was, yeah, well, it's difficult because Sviatko's looking for the grip. And Sonoda quite clearly doesn't want her to take a grip, but she was keeping her off anyway.
She certainly doesn't want that big arm over, does she? It doesn't want that thundering left arm coming over.
Could have done without that second penalty.
Yeah, it puts her under pressure, doesn't it, now? She can't afford one more mistake.
Whoops.
Yeah, a little slip there.
Yeah.
Of course, Croatia's already got one in the final, of course, with Barbara Matic, their world champion. You're going to see her in 2 matches' time.
Crowd getting behind Sviatko now because they really have to. Just off the pace here. Sonoda quicker to the attack.
Yeah, just beating her to the attack every time. And she can't. A lot of it is to do with pace, isn't it, in these events? Just piling on the attacks. And just probably that little bit more meaningful.
At that time, that was a poor effort from Tsunoda. And she's going to pick up a penalty for a false attack. And it changes the shape of things.
Yeah, it kind
somewhat.
of does, doesn't it? 2 Shidos apiece, one more mistake, either one, and it'll be done and dusted.
Sviatko could go brave here. Just say, okay, I may as well give it everything. Yeah, I didn't like that either. There's no attack there.
No, I was going to say, she doesn't look really in that much danger of going over with that Cianagi there. And that big left arm there going over the top, it's certainly Tsunoda not very happy with it.
Have to go back there because it forces Tsunoda into an attack. Doesn't like that. She just can't break the grip off. And the way that she's avoiding that now is by putting in an attack.
Sviatko just starting to work now. It's not pretty, but it's an attack.
Well, people are calling Mate prematurely, I think.
Yeah, got to give it a chance just sometimes. I mean, give it a chance.
Sviatko would have been happy to hear the Mate. Doesn't want to get rolling around with Tsunoda in the middle of the mat from that position anyway. Go now.
And that was almost against the arm there. And
untidy.
What you're not allowed to do is to attack and go against a straight arm. So sometimes it happens if you go in a little bit too quickly and the body positions are not quite right, and then you can damage your opponent. And it's a disqualification if you do it in the wrong way.
Again, the arm, okay, and for me, one hand was on.
Sviatko then realises this is about pace now.
That was a better effort.
Much better there. They're not good attacks, but at least they are an attack.
So the key for me here for Sviatko would be to get the big arm over the top and move. Don't stay there, because get out of the position where Tsunoda knows you are. Once you get that arm on, she's going to attack. Well, be somewhere else. That will give you a better chance of drawing that third penalty for a false attack, because that's what she's going to do every time. As soon as the arm goes over, she'll want to put an attack in. There it is. And that was
poor, wasn't it? There's no rotation there. A little bit of panic there. Is she going to get it?
She doesn't like that grip. And her way out of it. Yeah, well, her way out of that, as I was explaining, was to throw in an attack just to stop the grip. That was the way she was breaking up the grip.
I agree. She looked out of sorts, I've got to say. You know, in all honesty, Tsunoda looked out of sorts all day. But Sviatko there, got to take your hat off there. She just persisted in and enforced a mistake. And the mistake was there wasn't enough rotation and not enough effort into the Cianagi. It was an attack, as you said, Sheldon, there to avoid her coming in.
Yeah, sometimes there is a tactical or a technical aspect to it that's not that easy to spot, but I think anyone could have spotted that one, to be honest. She was uncomfortable with a big arm over the top, and the way that she looked to get out of that situation was by throwing in an attack. As long as the attacks were genuine, fine. But
that didn't have any rotation, did it? Just dropped, literally just dropped onto the knees. That's what cost her dearly there. There were 2 penalties apiece, and that third one there. She took it well, and I think she needs to look at this result and just go, well, that wasn't a best day at the office, but I'll get better.
We come now to the second of the bronze medal contests in the under 70 kilo category. Elvismar Rodriguez of Venezuela goes up against Eva Coughlin of Australia. It'll be Rodriguez in the white judogi, Coughlin in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Cho In-chul from the Republic of Korea. There's Neil.
Well, Cho In-chul, though you can see there, is a two-time world champion himself, was. Brilliant judo man, now refereeing, now in the middle there, controlling the match.
The current Pan-American and Oceania champion, Rodriguez.
Again, not too much difference between their world rankings here, 16 and 14.
Representing Australia, the Pan-American and Oceania championships medalist, Eva Kochlan.
Coughlin, one of the few Australians that winning regular medals here on the world circuit.
Nice and upright from Rodriguez. Got nice style. She spent quite a lot of time training out in Japan, Rodriguez. Can't be easy.
Never is if you're out there, and especially if you're alone out there. You've got a team behind you, it's a little bit easier. It's a matter of survival. So look how they're controlling the sleeves here now, but they've got to attack off it if they're dominating those sleeves. Coughlin there, good seeing Aggie. That was a really good effort. Coughlin right the way underneath there, right the way between the legs. Well, Rodriguez is, well, I'm just going to say, it's going to be Shido, but Rodriguez has done nothing so far. And it's Rodriguez that gets it. So both of them, it's not for passivity, it's just patting each other off and not gripping up. Different
penalties, yeah.
Yeah, different penalties.
Yeah, lost contact with the right arm there. She wanted to keep that contact and try the makikomi. A couple of problems there. One, lost contact. Two, she was moving away too far from the target area. She'd already began falling away.
Well, it's amazing that Rodriguez hasn't really got to work. She's been tapping away with the Ashiwaza. Now she has. Yeah. Now then, Wazari scored, and that's the first proper technique that we've seen from her. Kind of looked as if her feet went outside there, but anyway, she attacked on the edge, out of danger. And with the Uchimata, scores a Wazari.
Which is what we like to see. If you're backed up, don't false attack or step out. Put in an attack, we'll help you out. And there it was. Came up with the score.
Yeah, talk about action-reaction. Works both ways, doesn't it?
That was close, low right-sided Seotoshi.
Coughlin knows that she's got her work cut out here. So she'll get another Shido there for patting away.
Yeah, breaking off the grip.
Yeah. And that's what the crowd were saying
exactly.
there, weren't they? They were in there.
All those in the crowd who knew you heard it. immediately. They're all judoka up there.
All judo people know the new kind of the way the new rule goes, and you can't just tap your partner's grip off without taking advantage of a grip. So you can snap it off, but you've got to make sure that you keep it and then use it.
Rodriguez shouldn't lose it from here now, despite the fact that she's got 2 penalties. She's got good, strong grips, powerfully built. Should be able to keep Coughlin up off for the next 30 seconds.
Yeah, going into the last 30 seconds now. Coughlin's going to come forwards. She's going to take the fight to Rodriguez.
Yeah, one big attack from Rodriguez will remove the passivity penalty possibility.
Like to see that. See an Aggie again going from Coughlin.
That's all right. She had to step around.
Yeah,
and,
she did.
and
Yeah,
over
yeah.
that.
She broke the balance, didn't she? Just trying to stay cool now, Rodriguez.
Yeah, just strong with the gripping now.
So all over, and credit to Coughlin though. Again, fighting for another major medal, and Rodriguez just did enough there. One attack on the edge was enough to secure it.
Yeah, went the distance, Eva Coughlin. I thought that Rodriguez might be a little bit too strong for her, but in the end, she just shaded it out with the one score. There's Enriqueles Barrios taking her own home movies, if you like. One for the flight on the way back.
So nice big smile there from Rodriguez.
This is medal number 9 in the Grand Prix for Elisama Rodriguez. Congratulations.
Right on the edge there, big toe still in as she came in for the throw. It was close, but knew she had to go for it. Almost double stab at it there.
Yeah, it was right on the edge, wasn't it?
Yeah, one toe, still in.
Just about, yeah.
Yeah,
With
just
the right
about.
foot just scratched back in.
Just about scratched back in there. But a good score nonetheless there, and good under pressure, I have to say.
Zagreb, are you ready for the final?
Well, we come now to the final of the under 70 kilo category. Barbara Matic of Croatia goes up against Miriam Butkareit of Germany. It'll be Matic in the white judogi, Butkareit in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Olivier De Roses. And they've gone head-to-head just once.
Just the once, and the world champion Matic was the winner on that occasion. But I've got to say, Butkareit has come right the way up, hasn't she? It was a different Butkareit, actually.
And it was at the World Championships last year that they fought in the quarter-final when, as you say, Matic came out the winner. Things have changed a bit now.
Well, for me they have. Butkareit has come up, and I think this is going to be a totally different match. I think that it's the best I've seen Matic for a little while, I've got to say. She's definitely been better today than I've seen her, and she's just plugged away. She's very clever, from a tactical point of view. Butkareit, though, is very awkward. Big arm coming over the top, and she'll be there to spoil.
Bronze medal in Ulaanbaatar, silver medal in Hungary. Well, there's one place left to go, isn't there?
That's it. Big thundering right arm there, just going over the top of Matic. Now Matic, is she's going to get a score for that. Wazari up straight away. So the shoulders, both the shoulders there, as you'll see when we have a look at the replay, just touched the mat there, and that is a Wazari scored. So just the top of the shoulders. So that Uchimata there, it was soft, It was really soft. So the world champion goes ahead. That red back patch there dictates that she is the current world champion. She goes again. Like I say, it's the best I've seen her for a long time, actually, Matic, since she won the Worlds. Not going to give it up easy, though, is she? But is just going to take the fight to Matic. Very early on that score, it means now that she has to contend with the onslaught of Butkarit, because Butkarit now has got nothing to lose. She'll just come forwards all the time, piling on the pressure. And that's the tactics there from Matic there. She said, well, I'm going to control that arm there, that troublesome arm, and I'll make sure that I keep it under control. Tactical point of view, doing everything right.
Just get the feeling that Butkarit is a little bit overconfident in the way that she can deal with the Matic Uchimata. It appears to her to be innocuous, not really threatening, and then all of a sudden she does.
Yeah, which is what happened with the score, wasn't it? You know, will it, won't it? And I don't think it's going to work. And then all of a sudden she was going up into the air and over the top.
German coach there was just pointing out that Matic only had one hand on. Well, guess what? So did your player. I just found that really odd.
Yeah.
You know, Butkarit was side on, only had one grip. Well, why wasn't she searching with the other hand? That would have made it a little bit more obvious. But if your player's also going to stand there with only one arm, and I don't think you can be attempting to draw attention to it. And
that's it. Ooh.
And that's why she didn't want to get another hand on.
Exactly the reason why there. Matic was right the way underneath there. As soon as she catches the arm there, up she goes there with the Uchimata. And Butkarit, well, she's quite tall and manages to just climb off it. I think she might get penalised, Matic, here. She's just slightly defensive, you could say.
There was a bit of a push, though, from Butkarit, wasn't there?
True.
I mean, if she just dropped, that would have been one thing, but she landed with a thud. I think Butkarit had something to do with Matic going to ground there. Better grip here, really dominating. Had to get her head up.
Done everything right, hasn't she, Matic? She just, from a tactical point of view, she gets a score early on. She's very comfortable. She doesn't get very many penalties, and she just attacks at the right time.
Really good pressure at this part of the contest as well, because Butkarit knows that she's got to come forward. Really got to open up. Oops. Got out of there quickly, just as well. Don't want Matic hanging around on the ground and burning any more of the clock. Mind you, not really well known for a newaza, is she? We saw her earlier on and kind of lost a couple of opportunities. But Butkarit was up and out of there fairly quickly.
I think because she realises she can only win this from a standing perspective. And she's in position again here. Matic then just managing to attack enough.
And now Butkarit has also lost the attacking option in newaza because the clock is against her. Got to do it standing up.
Yeah, a little bit of a wobble on one of the knees, I think she had there. Just beating her to it every single time, isn't she? Like you say, she's not as a specialist here. She's going to try and waste a couple of seconds. The crowd can kind of sense here something's on. We might have a gold medal here.
I just love that attempt at the shimmy-wazza that you and I both know is non-existent. There is no shimmy-wazza from that position, but she'll do everything to make it look as though there was one.
Few seconds, few valuable seconds. It's all about the tactics, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that might just get a Shido there. She'll get a Shido for not a proper attack. And now she'll just block out. Blocks out for 4 seconds, and then Croatia
could even take
have
a second.
A gold medal.
Yeah.
Front of her home crowd, and that was a good performance. It really was. Well, there's a likeness there, isn't there?
Well, maybe next Croatian champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bukarite could feel a little bit hard done and slightly frustrated, but you know, those were not unattractive tactics. From time to time you'll see some stuff that you just think, I really could have done without that. But she's a clever fighter. That's why she's got a red back patch. Not only is she's good at judo, she's got a brain, and she used it well. She knows what her resources are. She applies them well. She is one of the least, flashy, and you wouldn't put her down in the list of, oh, here are the top 10 Ippons or something. You might not find her in there, but she's got a red back patch. She's world champion. She's a gold medalist here at home.
Yeah, number 2 in the world, but that'll help her with the world rankings. She's got a problem writing things down, something wrong with her fingers, so that's probably been hindering her all day. Good performance from her. Sometimes it is about winning the match.
Yeah, look at that. Neil's pointed that out. She can't even close her hands to give an autograph, but she's been out there banging it away for 4 minutes with a really
with an injury.
With an injury and against a really tough opponent. And that's this toughness that we were talking about earlier on. I remember seeing her at when she was the pick of player of the year for the Europeans one year, and she came in all dressed up and glamorous and looking completely different, but underneath all of that is a real battler.
Really tough
does
cookies,
a battle.
not there for no reason. So that was brilliant. Bit of tactics there.
I quite often say this is a contact sport, and with any contact sport, you're bound to get hurt at some stage. It's the ones who keep coming back again and again and again. Yep.
Big celebrations there.
Doesn't get better. It wasn't on the first day, but the Croatians will have it on the second.
We always say, don't we, that we're always glad that home country can get a gold medal there. It just creates so much interest within the country, and it's brilliant stuff.
Deputy Prime Minister was here. I wonder if he's already given out a medal, hasn't he? Right, we come now to the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 73 kilo category.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the medal ceremony for the men's under 73 kilogram category.
The medals are being presented by the International Judo Federation Executive Committee member, Dr. Lisa Allen. The first of the bronze medals goes to Lee Yoon-kyul of the Republic of Korea. There's a bronze medal also for Daniel Kagnin of Brazil. Silver medal goes to Magdiel Estrada of Cuba. But the gold medal goes to Manuel Lombardo of Italy.
A rather disgruntled fighter there in the silver medal position, and obviously this man here just opening seconds, and this happened. What an Ippon that was. Estrada didn't know what hit him, just started to make a move and unfortunately got beaten to the attack. That smile then says everything.
One more weight category after this, Neil. Race through this one.
Absolutely, one of the quickest final blocks that we've seen.
And now the national anthem of Italy. Well, Manuel Lombardo began the day as the number 3 Italian in the under 73 kilo category. I don't think that's going to be the case now. He'll have picked up sufficient enough points to move him up into the top 20, just ahead of Fabio Basile, who's at 23. Giovanni Esposito, however, is at number 15. So, you know, they're all in there battling away for this top spot.
What a choice they have. And, well, it's a good problem, but it's not in some ways. You've just got to disappoint somebody. But it will be interesting. I think for sure they're going to send 2 to the World Championships. But anyway, we'll see. Not our problem.
Coming up next, the first of the bronze medal contest in the under 81 kilo category. Tato Grigilashvili of Georgia goes up against Guillaume Schmidt. It is Grigilashvili in the white judogi, Schmidt in blue. And the referee in the middle for this one is Lim Hide of the Republic of Korea. Here's Neil.
Well, I think if you'd have said at the beginning of the day this was the final, could have been. Schmidt on great form. Grigilashvili, he's been having great form, but today both of them. Well, Schmidt looked a little bit tired to me. He's been out, don't forget, he's done 2 massive tournaments back-to-back before this one. This is his 3rd one. Just looked a little bit tired. Grigilashvili also looked a little bit tired, but he's one of those guys that can come out with absolute brilliance, and sometimes he's just a little bit off. So let's see. It's going to be a great match. They've met 2 times before. Grigilashvili, the winner on both occasions.
Neil is hit the nail on the head when he said you could expect this to be the final, because Grigilashvili this morning was the number 1 seed and Guillaume Schmidt was the number 2 seed. They find themselves in the bronze medal match, both of them looking for a save. Only one.
A save, I love that word, I love it.
Only one can get it. Someone is about
So
to
a
suffer
save
a loss.
for anybody out there that doesn't know what a save is that if you're expected to win the gold medal, then you've got to go the hard route to get the bronze. And sometimes it's the hardest medal to win. But if you do win it, it's a save.
Grigonashvili surprised at picking up a penalty. It's not his day, is it?
No,
It's just-
he doesn't like it, does he? He's out of sorts, and it is. It's quite sad. And obviously, I recognise it as a fighter. You know, I've been out there, and sometimes you think, oh, this is going to be a hard day. And sometimes just the timing's just a little bit out. Your mind's somewhere else. And that's that for me. Schmidt there should get a penalty because he just dropped on his hands and knees, didn't do anything.
He does.
Yeah, picks it up. You've got to get rotation and you've got to have meaning behind it. So they've both got a penalty now. It's all evens. One more will put them under pressure. He doesn't mind the groundwork as well, Schmidt, and we haven't seen him going down there too much. I think if I was fighting Grigonashvili, I'd be chasing him down there. Well, they're both going to get it, I think. A Judo each. So one more now. And so basically, the referee's going, I need you to mix this up and get attacking. If you really want the bronze medal, then you've got to attack for it. And so if you don't want to fight, then we're going to just disqualify you out of the match.
Yeah, for the real judokas here, I may have to clarify exactly what I mean by that, but for the real judokas here, what he's done is to take the tactical nature out of it. He's just said, the only thing that's going to work now is a score for you or hand sokumake if you make a mistake. So
Absolutely.
That's all that's left now. There's no playing around and playing with the tactics. You're on the edge here. Come up with a throw and you can take it.
Yeah, basically, it's if you don't attack each other, you don't deserve to go into a golden score situation. So we'll stop it beforehand. So let's get cracking. They can both attack. They're both a little bit tentative here. They can feel the danger from each other.
Well, they've already played their get out of jail cards, if you like. So it's time to come up with a score, something really positive.
The incredible thing is that one of these isn't going to get a medal here, and that's incredible because they're both absolutely well. They've been winning almost every tournament that they've been in. But this is where you have to dig deep.
A little foot tap from Schmidt. Grigonashvili then trying to follow that up, and it was Schmidt that went to ground. 40-odd seconds left to go. Was it Cagnan that threw with the
cross grip?
Yeah, cross grip. Yeah,
Yeah.
Schmidt almost gave
Did it the same.
similar
Yes,
look.
yes,
yeah.
did. Yeah.
Backed up into the corner, had to try something.
He did.
He just made him
Just about, didn't he?
hover for a
Took
moment.
half a step.
Yeah. So that will go down as a valid attack.
Yeah, if they fall on their back, especially if it's some kind of sacrifice there, fall on their back and don't move the opponent, then it's classified as a false attack. That was a good one. Good attack there, moved him. Grigalishvili will have to fire back. So it does look as if it's going to go into golden score here.
Yeah, they've settled for the golden score period.
Yeah, well, they have, haven't they? Because they can resettle now, get their minds in order, and then as soon as they come back together, it's almost like you're saying to yourself, right, let's readjust and start again. This is where you've got to treat the golden score situation as a brand new match in a way. Schmidt opens up the account there, 1-0. So if we count it that way, then sometimes you can have a look at, see why the third penalty is going to be given.
He's just got the better timing as far as the attacks are concerned. And Grigalishvili with that one just looked a little bit desperate. He knows that he's got to get in there quickly. Can't afford for Schmidt to get too far ahead on attacks if you're not going to come up with a score. That was stronger.
Yeah, much stronger, and it's a save. A little bit of a save, and it means that he's still in this match now, and they're both out on their feet. You can see it. Both tired, both weary, and you can tell as well, I tell you, what's going through your mind here is, I just want this to be over.
And unfortunately, Grigalishvili has just picked up a bump, I think just to the nose. They're going to have to just wipe a little bit of blood away. And it's what he didn't want, because he was just beginning to get a feel for the timing. And I think he's going to come back in a little bit slower now. He'll just try to catch up, whereas Schmidt has a chance to look across at his coach, get some instructions. He's listening to him, he's nodding his head, he's taking it all in, whereas Grigalishvili is still having his nose attended to. It's hard to really focus on exactly what the job in hand is when you're being attended to for an injury, whereas Guillaume Schmidt is just there, getting himself ready, taking in nice big breaths.
Yeah, this is where a lot of it happens. When they come back here for the restart, somebody's going to put in a really big attack. So get ready for it.
I think this suits Guillaume Schmidt better.
Well, that's an interesting stat there. You just it shows you how many groundwork contests he's won. None. A good stat to know that if you're a groundwork person.
Only problem with that is Grigalishvili is not known for his.
No, he's not a groundwork person. Yeah. No, sure, absolutely.
Right, here comes Tato Grigalishvili. He also had some attention to the hand, so tidied that up. Here we go.
Watch out for the big score here, the big attack. Slightly different pace here from Schmidt. Tries the Yoko Satemi.
I think he needs to have a look at Lombardo.
Yeah, he got the timing right, that's for sure. Wasn't far off, was it?
Yeah,
good seeing Aggie, good escape.
Yeah, he's got to go off again.
Well, if it's the same cut there, this will be the last time that he can go off for the same abrasion. So only 2 times can the doctor have a look at it off the mat, not on the mat. And third time it's just Honsoku, and it's all over.
Well, let's hope that we'll have Grigalishvili back on the mat shortly. been finely balanced up to this point.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's
They're
very
both young,
finely,
and you know, there's still some tactical experience for them to pick up as they get a bit more mature. Right now, they're still brave, bold, fearless, if you like. That's Enriqueles Barrios of Venezuela, who unfortunately we didn't get to see in that final of the under 63 kilo category. Bishrelt and Munktadev, they both featured yesterday. And okay, I've run out now. I don't know who that is.
You did quite well.
Yeah, I was on a roll there for
Yeah.
a while, but
That's a nice little smile up there, going to go on. She's on the air. Here we go, Grigelishvili coming back.
well, that's a grip that Šimit doesn't like. Had him really defensive, didn't it? Couldn't get up.
I think that's the last time, isn't
Oh,
it? Here,
gotta
did he
be-
go below the belt line then? It was pretty low, wasn't it? Here he
Yeah.
goes for the Katase. Well, look at it. It's Sodi Judy Jimmy.
It's almost on.
Yeah, it wasn't far off. It was just across the face.
Yeah, you nearly broke that 0 percentage with that one. We've had nearly 2 minutes of golden score.
I think it's going to happen now, any second now. Bird's eye view here, and Makikomi attempt there by Grigelishvili. Oh, now then. Is he going to go for the arm?
Grigelishvili is the one risking things now.
Yeah, and he's just thinking to himself there, this could be over. I could start this all over again. Have a little rest before my next event. Of course, they're all thinking of the Worlds, the World Championships. That's where they want to peak, not necessarily here. That's why one or two of them are off. Now then, who's going to go? They're going to commit here.
Yeah, Šimit thought better about that. He got involved in it. Thought, well,
Yeah,
hang
it
on
did.
a minute.
Well, just a little bit
Yeah,
too close for
wait,
comfort,
wait.
wasn't it?
This guy feels comfortable in this. I'm going to get out of this. Not with one arm. He just runs such a risk, leaving that arm up there. And
Well, this is one of the contests, isn't it, that if you'd put it on paper, you'd have said it's not going to lackluster, but this definitely has been lackluster. It's a third one
yeah,
to Šimit, and so we had enough of that, and so Grigelishvili gets the bronze.
Šimit couldn't look at him in the end because he didn't want it to end that way. Grigelishvili didn't want it to end the way it ended. He liked the result, but not the way that it came about. But 5 penalties for that pair of fighters. That's not what we had hoped to see, and that's really unfortunate. But it's Tato Grigelishvili, the #1 seed from this morning, who takes the first of the bronze medals in the under 81 kilo category. Guilherme Šimit has to settle for 5th place.
Yeah, it's just, I think the poor attack there that just led to the 3rd penalty. And they said, okay, enough's enough.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. There just hadn't been enough from either of them to prolong it. So the parameters for, you know, things get that little bit tighter, I think. Quite rightly so. Right, we've got a second bronze medal coming up now. Ashraf Mouti of Morocco goes up against João Fernando of Portugal. It'll be Mouti in the white judogi, Fernando in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Olivier de Ros of France.
Fernando has had really good run through, got to say. World rank 90 coming in here, and you know, the under 81s is so competitive, it really is. To be in here fighting for a medal is amazing. Mouti as well. So either one of these is going to come away with a well-deserved medal in a very difficult, well-contested weight category. Mouti in white then, and Fernando in blue. Well, this has started with a little bit more snap. You normally tell with the pace that they start the contest here. Not so reserved, just thinking, well, let's go for it. Going to go Shido any second now.
Yeah, that just stopped it there, didn't it? Because
yeah,
Fernando had put in an attack, Mouti had not, and then all of a sudden, that little foot tap there. So now they can tidy themselves up, reset. They've had a minute of pulling each other around with grips. Let's see if we get something from this.
Good standing Seoinage there. Big shoulder throw from a standing position. You see a lot of drop ones. Not so many from a standing.
Well, Mouti's off the pace now. And he does pick up a penalty for passivity. Enough shaping and showboating, if you like, with grips. Now you've got to get down to some action. Nice attack from Fernando. Problem for Mouti here is that it's all well and good if you're in a club or you go to training camp and you want to win the grip battle. It's not the same thing here, you know.
It's got to be from positive gripping strategies, and it means that you've got to get your two hands on and then attack from it. A lot of variations. It used to be that it was just sleeve lapel. Any kind of cross grips there had to go in immediately with an attack. Now you've got time to set it up just that little bit.
See, he's still concentrating on grips here. Fernando's just that little bit ahead of the game, making sure that he, even if he just turns in for those standing Seoinage efforts, at least that goes down as an attack. Can't remember, apart from that last exchange there, anything that Mouti's done. He's still battling away for a grip.
Yeah, well, certainly. I think Muti hasn't really done anything from it, has it? You know, he's been blasting the grips over. We haven't seen him do one really big attack.
Yeah. Fernando just fell into that trap as well. Just one more attack would have widened the gap as well between them. Now
it's all even.
Picks up the penalty. Yeah. Just got drawn into that gripping exchange. And that time you went lower.
I'm not so sure that was down in Newaza straight away. He had a chance still to stand up. And the opponent was still standing.
And Muti didn't have a chance to attack because he'd blocked his leg.
Yeah, exactly. So if they go onto the hands and knees and the elbows don't ground to the floor, it's still in standing. So actually, theoretically, you can still throw somebody.
I'm just waiting for the attack.
Yeah, it's just looking busy, isn't it?
Really?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the attack from Muti. If you just want to pull around for 4 minutes, okay. But please, put him under attack. Those are the sort of athletes or fighters that you didn't mind having. He picks up a second penalty, this time for a false attack. You didn't mind coming up against. If all they were going to do was to have a pull, fine, okay.
Well, let's count the amount of attacks here from Muti. Actual attacks. He's strong with the grips, looks superior as far as his body language is concerned, but certainly it's only Fernando here throwing big attacks in.
And attempting to. He'll change the grip up, he might flick a left leg out or something, but as far as a genuine big attack is concerned, it just never materializes. At least you've got something recognizable from Fernando, and we're into golden score. They talk about, that there shouldn't be a golden score unless the two athletes have deserved it. Well, sorry, we shouldn't be here then.
Well, again, just count the amount of attacks here from Muti. All Muti wants is a third Shido up there for Fernando, and that's the first time we've seen him come in.
And that we can label it as well. We can name a technique. No doubt about Muti's work with the grips. He's got plenty. He's going to have to go, I'm afraid. Well, at least it was pleasant about it, wasn't he? He bowed and very respectful, and
so coach removed then.
Yeah.
Actually talking while they're actually fighting. They're not allowed to do that. So very respectfully, will you please leave? So a really awkward fight here for Fernando, and just behind here, and he's not doing anything.
He's broken off the grip, Muti.
Yeah, he's going to get the second penalty through, which is good. I think it's the correct thing, and he's trying to delay it.
Fernando has got to be clever. Got to find a way to put in some attacks. There you go.
That's much better now. Yeah. Here we go. They're both of them realising that this slipping away from him. Let's get this on. Game on.
And that was not the strongest of attacks, was it? We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But for me, it's up to Fernando to really step up now. You've seen everything that Muti's got to throw at you. There hasn't been a single time when you thought you were going to get countered. So just go for it. Sorry.
Well, talk about lackluster contest, this is it. But certainly Fernando's struggling a little bit here from a condition point of view. Oh, there we go. Oh, wow, what a technique to finish on. Well, where was that all the way through this? What a way to finish. Dropped Cianagi and right the way over the top.
You never looked as though you were going to be countered. For me, that was the signal. That's what you should be looking to risk. Risk that. Go out there, you know, make a big attempt. And as soon as he throws in a really big one, Muti went over like a sack of proverbial, didn't he? Over he went. Well, we had to wait for the big finish. And it's so odd that a contest that gave us so little is going to give us so much on the highlights reel. Because
well, it might just be on the highlight reel there, because
absolutely.
It was a beautifully executed Cianagi. It really was. He's going to have a little look up there now and see.
He got the reaction, didn't he?
Yeah, he was out on his feet. I mean, he really was. He was so tired. Can hardly stand up there.
First Grand Prix medal for João Fernando, and he really had to battle for it. He won't forget that in a hurry.
Well, it looked to me as if it was definitely going towards a penalty.
Yeah.
And look, right the way between the legs there, full somersault afterwards. Look how he hits the ground here. There is the Kazushi hand, the Suruti hand there, which is the big lapel hand. Look at the right hand. It just pushes, pulls first, then pushes, controls all the way through. The Kazushi hand there on the sleeve just pulls his opponent through and controls all the way to the end. Action, reaction. And I'm talking about the player, not the referee.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you had the action on the mat, you got the reaction from the chair.
Yeah,
I think you got that one right. That was lovely, Neil. Action, reaction. Well, we had to wait for it, but I do like to see a big finish, and that was worth waiting for. Right, we come now to the final of the under 81 kilo category. Alpha Umar Jallo of France goes up against Said Molay of Azerbaijan. It'll be Jallo in the white judogi, Molay in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Vladimir Nutsubidze of Georgia.
Well, what an interesting little contest this is going to be, because Jallo of France, he comes from all over the place. I mean, he really is like a cat, and he can just turn a contest on its head. But Saad Malai, former world champion, now representing Azerbaijan, and he is on great form today. Here he is, back to his very best. You can kind of see it in his gait there as he walks out there. He's so full of confidence, and it is really body language all the way. And I think he thinks, I'm going to throw this guy. But I hope that they both put it up there for grabs, because if they make it an open match, it's going to be very exciting.
Straight onto the grips, completely different than the previous contest. Look at that, haven't
because he wants to throw, doesn't he? And that's the difference there. He gets the grip. I want that grip. I want to throw from it. And he just pulled away there, Jallo, and he just got away with it, because obviously both of them, the main aim is to grip up to throw. It's intention. Actually, that was funny, because Jallo was looking at him as if to say, I really do want to grip up with you. Oh, they've both done it now. So that is going to be a penalty. They'll get penalised for that. So, and it's Molay.
Yeah, he just finished off, didn't he?
Snapped
with that
it off.
push. Yeah. You'll take that. Just got caught.
Well, he can turn a contest on a penny, he can, Giallo, and he just gets a feel for it there, uses the hands to turn it, but so does Molay. Molay here, it's so physically strong, it's just incredible.
We saw him
earlier
overpower someone just almost embarrassingly in the preliminaries. Poor fella.
Yeah, former world champion.
Throws beautifully as well.
We haven't seen an attack yet. When we see an attack, it's going to be one full of guts. It's always about the grips. You get the grips on, 2 hands on. Now Molay's got it. They can feel the danger. Believe me, these two guys here, as soon as they grip up with each other here, something's going to come. And it's not just a slight attack or a half an attack. It's going to be one to throw for Ippon. They're going to both get Shidos now. So now Molay's got 2 and he's under pressure.
Halfway through, or just under halfway through the contest.
Yeah, not a good position to be in. But he'll throw caution to the wind now.
Slipped.
I think so. He'll get away with that.
Yeah,
surely they're not going to disqualify him for that.
Hand and foot there.
Good strategy from Giallo, I've got to say. He knows that if he lets this man get 2 hands on him, it's going to go in. Now he throws his head right the way underneath one of the armpits here, Molay, and he's got such a grip. But he also goes off to the side, so Yoko Sotemiwaza is his go-to technique.
Giallo was in danger of picking up a penalty there. He controlled that right hand for a long time and didn't do anything with it.
Now it's going to happen now. This is where it could happen. Oh, look at that. And it did. And I think maybe Giallo.
Yeah, I thought so.
Giallo starts this one off. Watch this. Oh, beautiful Sasai that from Giallo. And that gets him a Wazari scored.
On the 42nd mark as well.
That was huge.
Well, got to go now.
Yeah, that was... Yeah, they've got to let this carry on. Please let it carry on. Now he comes forwards here. Now, Molay. Big techniques. Looking for anything now. A little bit of desperation into the last 15 seconds.
Had a look at the clock.
Yeah, he did there. The eyes just drifted off, didn't they?
Giallo's done it there.
I think so. It's all over.
That last attack.
Brilliant performance. That was really good. I mean, it was very tight. It was about winning the match, I have to say. And if Giallo had mixed it up with Molay, Molay would have thrown him, without a doubt. But Giallo fully committed in with that Sasai and took Molay over. Watch how he accepts this, Molay.
Gold medalist for the men under 81 kilogram category.
A gentleman, absolute gentleman. Accepts that. That was a great performance from Giallo there, because, I mean, he wasn't favourite for me going into that match.
No, I agree with you. Well, a first ever Grand Prix gold medal for Alpha Umar Jallo. As soon as he came onto the scene, there was the impression, I remember chatting with Loretta Kusat-Doll, former world champion, and she was saying, this boy is going to do something in this weight category, and so it's turned out.
Watch this commitment there. They were both hooked up, weren't they? They're absolutely both hooked up. And Jallo beat him to the punch, metaphorical. But
Yep.
look at that. Big Sasai Sudakomiyashi from a slightly different grip. Talk about lift, pull, block. Had it all. That was a massive technique there, and the clear landing there on his side. Great win.
Medalist number 81 kilograms, Alpha Umar Jallo, bronze.
Yeah, they're all gathering now. Every tournament is seeing a new possible champion for the future, all like racehorses and all jockeying for position.
Still a long way to go, haven't we? You know, for the Olympic qualification. It started now. This is the third event in, and it's quite interesting how it will change as we get towards that 2-year mark. Top 18 automatic qualification in every weight category. So, and then you have different spaces that come from different continental quotas, and then the odd wild card as well. But yeah, it's all about Olympic qualification.
Right, we come now to the awarding ceremony for women in the under 70 kilo category.
70 kilogram category.
The medals are being presented by International Judo Federation Executive Committee member, IOC member, and Hall of Fame member, Mr. Yamashita Yasuhiro.
Former world and Olympic champion as well.
Yeah, we could have been there all day, couldn't we, with the list?
Yeah.
First of the bronze medals goes to Elvis Mar Rodriguez of Venezuela. There's a bronze medal also for Lara Cvietko of Croatia, and a huge cheer from the home fans. Silver medal goes to Miriam Butkareit of Germany. The gold medal goes to Barbara Matic of Croatia.
By the honorary president of the Croatian Judo Federation.
Novčane nagrade izvješće dodijeliti će počasni predsjednik Hrvatskog judo saveza, gospodin Tomislav Čuljak.
That single star above the Croatian coat of arms on the left breast of Barbara Matic's judogi signals that she has a World Championship gold medal. Well, look, Teddy Riner, he's got so many stars on there, I thought he was representing the European Union. Every member. Now the national anthem of Croatia.
very much. Hvala. Feminine picture. Igri 18 judoka.
There is the winning quartet we were talking about. Elvis Mar Rodriguez having spent time in Japan. She was at the Tokai. I wonder if she's got such a nice upright stance. Rodriguez and Zvietko were the bronze medal winners. It was Butkarait who picked up the silver, but the home favourite Matic took the gold. We're going to have a little bit of a highlights program, and then we're going to highlights package, and then we're going to come back with the last of the awarding ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we start the last awarding ceremony for the men's under 81 kilogram category, you can see the highlights of today's final block on the screen.
Dok čekamo zadnje proglašenje pobjednika u kategoriji do 81 kg, možete vidjeti glavne momente borbe, finalne borbe do 70 kg.
We come now to the awarding ceremony for men in the under 81 kilo category.
Ladies and gentlemen, medal ceremony for the men's under 81 kilogram category.
The medals are being presented by the head refereeing director of the International Judo Federation, Mr. Florin Daniel Lascaux.
Referee director of the International Judo Federation, Mr. Florin Daniel Lascaux. Bronze medalists are for Portugal.
The first of the bronze medals goes to João Fernando of Portugal. There's a bronze medal also for Tato Grigolashvili of Georgia. Silver medal goes to Said Molay of Azerbaijan. The gold medal goes to Alpha Umar Jallo of France.
prize money and flowers will be presented.
Got to say, he did a great job. From a tactical point of view, did everything right, really. Could have gone terribly wrong, couldn't it? But it didn't.
Novčane nagrade Svijeću dodijelit će predsjednik upravnog odbora ACI kluba, gospodin Kristijan Pavić.
Yeah, he's got every right to celebrate first Grand Prix gold medal, and on the way to it he beats the former world champion and one of the top players in the weight category. And now the national anthem of France.
Thank you very much.
Emotional, you think, Neil?
Absolutely. It's wonderful to see.
Isn't that nice?
Whether he was so emotional, you know, it means so much to him.
Top of the podium. The only question that we had is, why did it take you so long? The expectation for Jallo was huge, and so is the smile. Terrific result. Fernando and Grigalashvili were the bronze medal winners. Malai picked up the silver. It was gold to Jallo. They're having a good chat about it now.
Having a great chat about it, but it was just the emotion there, and you know, he was so choked up, and so great to see that it means so much. And we're going to see a lot more of him as well over the next 2 years, that's for sure. Like Sheldon said, he is one for the future, and he's going to really establish himself. So great second day of competition then, and it means that, well, look at that, home gold for Croatia. That's great to see. Japan still leading in the medals with 2 gold medals there and a bronze medal. Canada now have moved into second place, 2 gold medals there. France, gold and a silver, they're next. Azerbaijan, gold and silver. Italy, gold and a silver. Croatia now with one of the gold medals there in 6th place. Kazakhstan with a gold as well. Silver medalists then, Georgia next. Republic of Korea, Venezuela, Cuba, Germany and Kosovo, all with silver medals there. And then in 14th place there, Mongolia with 3 bronze medals, 2 for Brazil, Spain 1, Israel 1, Belgium 1, Netherlands 1, Portugal, Switzerland and Turkey. All have 1 bronze medal. So the medals split. It all changes after day 2, doesn't it? And after day 3, it's going to change yet again. We've got 5 more weight categories still to be contested tomorrow with the light heavies and the heavyweight categories. And we're hoping for more great judo action. It's been a great day, a great final block with one home country winning the gold medal. From Sheldon and I, until the same time tomorrow, goodbye for now.